All right, so um, in this video, I'm going to show you how to install SQL real quick. I've downloaded everything I need. I don't think I'm going to need to come back here, so I'll just close this window. So to install SQL, I've also copied the product key. I put it here somewhere. So to install SQL, I will go to my download folder. I think it was here. Yeah. And then I will just double click SQL. So SQL Server takes about, I think, half an hour to install. So let's just go through the configuration. So you get the SQL Server Installation Center. In the Installation Center, you can plan, look at documentations, you can install, you can maintain an existing installations, you can look at resources and tools. So I'm just going to go to install. I'm installing a standalone SQL, not in a cluster or anything like that. So I'll just choose the first option. Okay, so there's the product key. I'll click next. I'll accept the license, click next as well. I just want to go through and run some updates and see whether there's anything new for SQL. So I'll just choose that option and click next also. Takes about 10 seconds. And you can see some of the updates have already been skipped. So it's just doing the last one, installing the setup files. Okay, that seems to go pretty well. So in the next stage, we're gonna go ahead and, okay, I've got some complaints here. So it's saying, oh, by the way, this machine is a domain controller and is also a firewall. It's not a stop error, so it's not really gonna stop this from continuing, but yeah, in a production environment, you will not install SQL on domain controller, definitely. Remember, this is just development and testing and training environment. Secondly, firewall, you would probably just enable firewall, the specific ports that you need. So far, we have done that. I've enabled. So you can also go ahead and just disable the firewall. Let me just show you how you would do that. So if you go to firewall, and it brings you here. So we're only interested in the firewall for the domain. So you can turn it off. You can turn it on if you want. So let's go firewall and network protection. Okay, so I can turn it. Oh, that's Windows Defender. Anyway, let me not waste too much time on this. This is really not going to stop us from moving forward. So I'll just click next. Now, this is very important. So the things that you select here is based on what your application requires or what you need. I need a database engine. I need a replication. I'm not doing anything around machine learning. So I need food test. I don't need data quality. I don't need polybase. Maybe analysis services a little later on. Client connectivity tools, yes. Integration service. Client tools for backward compatibility. Client tools for SDK. I'm not going to do the replay controller. SQL client connectivity SDK, and that's about it. Okay, it's about it. It's about, I don't know, 50% of what is on the list you need. You can also win by just selecting the database engine, but there's a few things we're going to do with SharePoint, like Power BI and so on in performance point services. Some of these things require analysis services, so I'll just install them. Okay, I'll click next. So I'm doing a default instance. So SQL is a multi-instance RDBMS, so you can install as many instances as you want. So in our case, I'm just going to choose the default instance. So I'll click next. All right, so now here is very important. So if you remember correctly, we had a SQL service account that we had created. So I'm just gonna put that there. So let me just copy it from here as well, so I don't have to do all of that typing. So I'm literally just going to run everything with the same account. Also, in a production environment, you probably want to specify a different account to run the services as well. So once you have done that, I also would like to enable the SQL Server browser. If you want to check if your username and password is correct, if you go to collation, if you don't get an error, it means you've typed all the username and password correctly. So moving away from this service account window would validate each and every single one of the accounts, which is great. So let me just also automatically start up the SQL Server agent, and I'll click next. And then here, so who's going to be the administrator for the SQL Server? So current user, which is the person I'm logged in as, and I'm also going to just put the SQL Service accounts. So we're using Windows Authentication mode. These are going to be the two default administrator. If you remember previously, I mentioned that we wanted to put our SQL Server on a separate disk to improve performance. So currently, the SQL Server database will be sitting on the C drive. I don't want that. So we added an extra disk earlier. So how do you see? So if you go to my computer, you can see that the disk is not here. So this D drive is not that extra disk. Whatever you do, do not put anything on the temporary storage, because when Azure restarts, everything here is going to be lost and a new temporary disk will be attached. So usually what I would do is I'll just go to Manage, and that would open Service Manager, and then you can go to Tools, and then go to Computer Management. And in Computer Management, you go to Disk Management. It should automatically pop up that, hey, there's an extra disk. There we go. That's the disk. So you click OK. The disk is not prepped at all, so you can just right-click and say New Volume. Click Next. Yeah, I'm going to use every disk. I'm going to assign it drive G. I'm just going to call it data disk. You don't really have to change that if you don't want to. And then I'm going to click Finish. So now I have a G drive, which is fantastic because this is where I'm going to put all my SQL stuff in. So I'm going to close the Service Manager and go back to my installation. So all you really need to do here is to change the first data root directory to G, and everything else will literally just change to G as well. The temp database, we can also put that on the G drive. You can see that is already done. The log is already done. So pretty much everything else is fine. I can enable file streaming. We might use it later. Yeah, so that's it. Click Next. So I'm not using the tabular mode, so I'm going to use the multidimensional for now. If we have to do Power BI or tabular mode, for example, I will come back and install a different instance, and I choose that as well. But this is for analysis services, so I'm going to choose the traditional multidimensional. And I'm also going to add the current user as well as the SQL Service account. Okay, that's fantastic. So the directory for that as well, I'll also make it G. Log file should be the same. Temporary and backup is fine. We can just leave it on there as well. So I'll click Next. All right, everything seems to be fine. I'll do the install, and then I will pause the video. Once the installation is done, I'll come back. Okay, so that didn't take very long at all. So you can see the SQL Server is now installed. Pretty much all the component that I selected installed successfully. So I'll click Close. So if you want to test if this is working, and you don't have SQL Management Studio, you can just go to the command prompt. Let me increase that a little bit. Okay, and you can do a SQL CMD-E and press the Enter key. So that should log you in with the Windows Authentication or Windows Integrated Authentication, and you can sort of check. Okay, we have a master database. If you want, you can also do a select start from sys.databases. That will show you a list of all the databases. Okay, so yeah, that looks ugly, but SQL is working. But if you prefer to use the SQL Management Studio, I'm also going to just install that very quickly. So I'll double click that. And I'll put it in that location, click install, and that's really all you have to do. So just give it a few minutes or so, and then SQL Management Studio will be installed. And then I'll come back and show you guys how to connect to SQL with it as well. Okay, that took about 2 minutes, and it's done now. So I'm just gonna hit the reset button. All right, and I'll see you in the next video.